First, I want to say thank you, brother. Wine Library TV and your Inc. 500 talk has been the backbone of my career for the last 7 years, so thank you.
Thank you so much, man. What's your name?
Jeff.
Jeff, nice to meet you.
Where do you think Facebook is going? There's been so much focus put on it over the last couple of years. You know, I, as a 34-year-old, don't use it to interact with brands. I use it to look at his kids or whatever the case may be. The 12-year-old you talked to before, you said, let me talk to you later. That's an interesting conversation to me. That
12-year-old and nobody under the age of 17 thinks they hate Facebook. Facebook's dead, 18 and under. You know why? Because you're fucking on it. You know? I used you instead of me, it makes me feel like. You know, what kid at 18 wants to go to where their mom and aunt are hanging out sharing photos of fucking dogs? So, Facebook's dead at 18 and under. On the flip side, there's a lot of positives about Facebook. Let's talk about it. Number one, they have the singular, most interesting ad unit in the history of all time. And they're so bad at PR that they have the wrong story going out, not the right story. Many of you, if you're deeply into this, realize that there's been some articles written about their ad product where they've dropped the organic reach to make you pay more. What you may or may not know is if you have 1,000 fans on your Facebook page, when you post something, not all 1,000 of them see it. Based on how many people interact with your content usually predicates on who sees it. And if you're liking and sharing and clicking, you'll see more from those brands or your friends. And if you're not, you're not. Because what Facebook was very smart about was they watched what happened to MySpace and Friendster and other places. It's happening on Twitter. How many people here have been on Twitter for 3 years or more? Raise your hand. How many of those people feel like Twitter's less valuable now than it used to be? Less. I'm surprised. I actually think, I see none, and I wondered if you were scared that I was going to get you. I actually think it's less valuable because the fire hose is bigger. There's more coming through. We don't self-populate. You're still following people on your Facebook account that were the ex-boyfriends of your friend, right? And you don't give a shit about his frat party or his summer house in the Hamptons, right? But you still don't take the 3800ths of a fucking second to remove it. You just don't do it. So what Facebook was smart about was where they were watching that, there was a situation where it finally got to a place where the product became less valuable. You know, who you went to high school with or college with evolves over 5, 7, 9 years. And so what they did was they started only showing you things that you were actually engaging with, an algorithm. Think of it as social SEO, okay? They come up with an ad product that if a piece of content's doing well or not well, you can spend money against it. You can spend $500 to amplify it. We do it all day long at VaynerMedia. I do it for my wine business and my own brand. My book's coming out, I'll do those with those pieces because I want as many people to see it. However, check this out. If you try to spend $500 on a piece of content on Facebook and it's not getting engaged with, Facebook will not spend all your money. When in the world did we have an ad product where you tried to spend $500 and they wouldn't let you? Because they realize that if the content's not good, that it's going to be worse for them because the product's not going to be good and they don't want people spamming. Imagine if Gmail didn't send you spam because they knew that you wouldn't open it. And that's what we're talking about. Yet Facebook's in this argument now that they're not letting brands, our organic reach for the brands we're working with is up. It's up. Because we know what we're doing. We're trying to give value. We're trying to bring value to the people that are in the stream. If you're just posting, look at my house listing, buy my wine, who's looking for a job, you know, who wants insurance, nobody's going to engage with that, and thus you're going to disappear off the algorithm. So I think Facebook's in a pretty interesting spot. I actually think Facebook replaces television in a lot of ways. I think a lot of people that are 28 and older aren't leaving anytime soon, maybe ever. Definitely not for the next 3 or 4 years by anything I see. And then thus it becomes all of this, you know, most of the advertisers, if you're a big Fortune 500 company, there's a bunch in Westchester, MasterCard and Pepsi, they're not that worried about 12 to 18-year-olds. But they love that 32 to 55-year-old that spends money, right? So I think Facebook's business is in a good place. And more importantly, the product is built in a way that you should see what you're going to see. If you don't want to follow brands, good. And if you do, and they're doing a bad job, you'll stop seeing it. So I think they're a little healthier than I think. And then they're just smart. I mean, they bought Instagram. Remember that 18 and under thing? Every kid 18 and under only thinks Instagram's the greatest thing of all time. Well, they went out and bought it for $1 billion, and everybody made fun of them. Nobody's making fun of them anymore.
Hey, Gary. How are you?